Hi everyone! Lately we've been learning about lots of different famous artists from all around the world. Well, this week we're going to head to Norway to meet a very famous artist called Edvard Munch, who was particularly famous for doing an artwork called The Scream. Maybe you've seen it before. Well, today we're going to have some fun recreating a picture of The Scream, but we're going to come up with our own fun reason on why we think the character in the painting is screaming. So before we do, we're going to find out a little bit more about the artist and some of his artwork. Edvard Munch was a Norwegian painter and printmaker. He was known as an expressionist artist who painted many famous paintings. He painted emotions such as fear, and his way of seeing things had a large influence on other artists at this time. Edvard Munch was 13 when he really came to like art. Later, he went to a technical art college where he learned how to draw pictures with perspective. However, in 1880, the following year, he left the school to become a painter. He went to the Royal School of Art and Design, and this is where he learnt sculpturing and naturalistic painting. Munch's best-known painting, and one of the most famous paintings in the world, is called The Scream. It has since inspired many TV films and shows and movies and even an iPhone emoji. The Scream is part of a series of paintings called The Frieze of Life. These paintings are about the themes of life, love, fear, death and depression. As with lots of his works, he made several versions of The Scream. One version was even stolen from a museum in Oslo in 2004, but 2 years later, Norwegian police found it. The Scream is now at the National Gallery in Oslo in Norway and is still one of the most famous paintings in the world. So now we know a little bit more about Edvard Munch and his famous artworks, and particularly The Scream. So now we're going to have a go at recreating this artwork, and we're going to come up with our own reason why the person is screaming. So let's get ready to start. Let's get our equipment ready, and I'll show you how to draw the picture. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is have a go at drawing a picture of The Scream by Edvard Munch. So what we're going to do is start with, we need a pencil. You might need a ruler for this, and then just like a rubber. You'll need your sharpener, and then lots of different coloured pencils or textures or crayons, whatever you've got. This works really well if you have pastels, oil pastels or chalk pastels, or you can even paint this if you want, but just for today's demonstration, I'm just going to use pencils. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to work out kind of roughly about where sort of halfway is. I think halfway is probably about here and here. I'm just going to work out where the middle is. Okay, when I found the middle, I'm going to start with this shape. It's kind of almost like a... Actually, we could start with almost a circle. And then we're just going to bring it in to make sort of a wobbly shape like this. This is going to be the head of the person screaming. I'm just doing it sort of lightly because I just want to get it right. Okay, next I'm going to add in this shape on the side. I'm going to just put a shape that follows around like this, like sort of a long sort of sausage shape. I'll do one on the other side as well. Okay, just trying to get the shape. You can change it as you go, if you make it wrong, or I can rub out little bits along the way if it's not quite right. If there's lines there I don't want. And again, this doesn't have to be exact, this is just our version of it. Let's put in a little triangle under here. Okay, now, just here I'm going to put a shape that comes down, just a little wobbly shape, and curl it up here. And I'm just going to now bring this line, a line that comes down, and from this side, let's have a look. We'll bring maybe another looping shape down here, and just do something, bring this line, curve it down like that, something like that. Okay, we better put in an eye. We'll make a circle for the other eye. 2 dots for the nose, and a big oval mouth and put in some little eyeballs. There we go, so here's our character for the screen. Now, we also need to put in the background here. So up here, I'm just gonna put in like, you know, maybe just sort of, not quite halfway, but maybe about here. Just some sort of a horizon line. And then, I'm gonna use my ruler for this. So just under that horizon line, I'm just gonna roll a line that comes down like this. Don't go over your person. Like that. This is going to be for the bridge. A bit tricky because my book's there. So I just need to put some extra lines here just to double it up a bit. That's the top of the rail. Put the side of the rail, another line. You can see how it's gone a little bit closer here, but it's a wider there, so it's going into the distance. And we can just make up some more rails here. Again, these don't need to be exact. Yep, 3 lines will do this. There we go, there's another rail. It's not exact, it's not perfect, but it'll do. And let's do one more. Okay, something like that. I just want to put the little rails in as well. You can just put some lines that go straight up and down like this. Maybe another one up here. Maybe something down here. Okay, if you want to even put the people, there's some people in the background here. We can even put them in as well. Just put like a skinny head, maybe like a long rectangle shape, little foot at the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna run out of room. Okay, right, this is starting to look like the picture. Now, for the sky, we just need to have some sort of some swirling shapes. Again, we won't get this exact. We just make our own little version of it. Okay, just lightly. We'll put this water in, so we'll just do a wobbly shape that comes around, like something like that. There's some sort of a weird shape over here. I'm not even sure what that is, but we'll put it in. Okay, and now starting to look a little bit like the screen. Now all we need to do is use some colours to colour this in. So for the sky, I'm going to use like obviously lots of reds. I've got a few different types of reds here. I'm gonna go like this sort of peachy color. Maybe I'll add in a bit of orange, or like this orange too. There's even a tiny little bit of blue in there, and definitely some yellow. So all my warm colors, reds, orange, yellows, and a tiny little bit of blue. I'm just even gonna put a little bit of blue in to start with. Okay, now to get this great sky, I'm going to, just use some different, I might use my 2 different sort of reds and oranges for this part, for one part of it. Okay, let's go, somewhere through here. There's some orange. Or red. There we go. Like I said, it's not going to be exactly the same. I just want to try and create that same effect of a really nice red fiery sort of sky. Now I'm just going to put in the hills in the background. I'm going to use some blue for this. Maybe even a little bit of purple as well. Okay, I'm going to do this little thing here, so I'm going to use some yellow, maybe some blue as well, some orange, a bit more blue. I think there's even some little boats in here. I might put them in. Okay, let's put our people in. They look sort of purplish colour. Maybe a bit of blue as well. Maybe we'll do the water. We'll do lots of nice blue for the water. Okay, this part over here has got bits of yellow and green and blue. I'm going to fill it in. I'm going to start with yellow. Okay, let's go over a bit of blue, dark blue. Okay, we're getting closer. Let's do the rail and stuff. So let's use a bit of yellow for this. A bit of orange maybe. Maybe a bit of dark blue. Let's go darker on this part. Let's do the same with this one. Okay, and now for the bridge, I'm going to just fill it with lots of different colors that I've been using, yellows, oranges, some greens, blues, but I'm going to keep all my lines coming this way. I'm not going to color it this way, everything comes this way. Okay, now for the person. I'm just going to go around him with a bit of a darker color first, maybe I'll use my dark blue. Actually, let's go purple. I like purple. Okay, let's fill in, I'm going to fill in his clothes first. Oh, got his face. I'm just doing some sort of lines here just to get the idea of some movement and like sort of the clothes. I'm going to use a bit of light blue as well. Okay, and let's do the face. Let's use a bit of yellow. Okay, I might even just use a little bit of green around the outside. Okay, so here's my kind of picture of the scream. Now, this is where we're going to make it a little bit fun because we're going to now come up with a reason for this guy screaming. Maybe the man is screaming because he's terrified of bats. Maybe he's screaming because he's just seen a mouse. Or maybe aliens are coming in a UFO. So there you go. There were some of my reasons of why I think the man in the picture is screaming. Now it's your turn to come up with your own and fun and creative ideas. Have a think about what would make you scared or frightened, or what would make you scream. Let's add it into the picture and make it more interesting. Be creative, be imaginative, and have lots of fun doing it. Good luck.